I own a modest but beautiful lake house about 2 hours outside the city. Nothing fancy, but it's my sanctuary. I inherited it from my grandfather, who bought the place back in the 70s. Over the years, I've renovated it to be both rustic and modern. It has 3 bedrooms, a dock, a fire pit, and best of all, peace and quiet. Except when people like Karen show up. Karen is the self-appointed queen of the local HOA, a group I never officially joined because my property predates the HOA's establishment. That little fact drives her nuts. She's tried to rope me into community meetings, demands I pay dues, and once even accused me of violating community harmony by repainting my dock without approval. I've mostly ignored her. It's easier that way. I keep to myself, maintain my property, and never rent it out. I use it with my family or close friends, and that's it. A few weeks ago, I got an odd email through my website. I maintain a simple blog about lake house maintenance and fishing, mostly just for fun. The email said, "Hi. Just confirming our group event this Saturday at your property. Looking forward to hosting our 50 guests. Please have the space ready by 9 a.m. Signed, Karen J." I reread it 3 times, trying to figure out what she was talking about. I replied simply, "There must be some mistake. This house isn't available for rent or events. Please clarify." No response. I brushed it off, assuming it was just another weird flex from her. Until Friday afternoon. I had taken the day off work to drive up early and relax. When I arrived, something felt off. There were tire tracks in my gravel driveway. Deep ones. I walked around the back and found a group of folding tables leaning against the side of my house, plus several garbage bags full of decorations. Someone had been prepping for an event. I checked my Ring cameras, and sure enough, there was Karen, mid-morning, unlocking my side gate. How she got a key is still a mystery, walking around like she owned the place, directing 2 younger guys who were unloading tables and coolers. At one point, she even pointed at the dock like she was assigning someone to set up a buffet there. That's when I got mad. I spent the next hour moving every item, tables, chairs, decorations, coolers, outside the fence. Then I got my heavy-duty chain from the shed and locked the gate shut, double wrapping it. Just for good measure, I parked my truck across the entrance and sat on the porch with a cup of coffee, waiting. At exactly 8:45 a.m. Saturday morning, a convoy of SUVs pulled up. It looked like a corporate retreat or a wedding party. About 30 people started milling around outside my fence, carrying trays of food, balloons, a giant "Happy Retirement, Rick" sign, and even a portable speaker system. Then came Karen. She marched right up to the gate and yanked at it. "Excuse me," she barked, spotting me on the porch. "Why is this locked?" I took a long sip of my coffee and stood up. "Because this is my private property, Karen." She blinked like I had slapped her. "You know very well I booked this space for the HOA event. We've been planning this for months." "You didn't book anything with me," I said. "I don't rent this place out, and I never gave anyone permission to trespass." She scoffed. "I spoke to your assistant." "Don't lie. I don't have an assistant." More blinking. Then a stammering flurry of indignation. "Well, someone confirmed it. And anyway, it's not like you're even using it. You come up here, what, every few weeks? It's selfish to hoard this space." She really said that. I just stared at her. Even if I never came here at all, it's still my property. "You broke in, Karen. That's trespassing." At this point, a guy in khakis and a polo shirt came over. "Is there a problem?" he asked, clearly annoyed. "This man is being unreasonable," Karen snapped. "He's refusing to let us in." "It's my house," I repeated. "None of you are supposed to be here. Kindly leave." More people were arriving now. Confused guests hovered nearby. A caterer looked lost. Someone started setting up a folding chair in my driveway. That's when I walked to the edge of the porch and said loudly, "Everyone, listen up. This is private property. I have not authorized any event here. Please pack up and leave before I call the sheriff." There was a moment of stunned silence. Then Karen exploded. "You are ruining a very important community event. Rick worked for 40 years, and this was supposed to be his surprise retirement party. We have people flying in." "Then you should have booked a venue," I said flatly. "This is not a community park. It's not your HOA clubhouse. It's my home." She lost it. "This is exactly why the HOA needs control over properties like yours. You think you're better than the rest of us." I walked over to my truck, got inside, and called the sheriff. I kept the window rolled down so Karen could hear. She started barking orders to the caterer and trying to rally people to set up on the lakefront outside my fence. "Nope," I said. "Keep off my dock and shoreline too. I own down to the waterline. You set one thing up there, and I'll have every one of you cited." Sure enough, 2 deputies showed up within 20 minutes. I showed them the video from my cameras, explained everything, and let them talk to Karen. It was glorious watching her try to spin the story. "She told people I agreed to this," I explained. "She had no permission. She entered my property, left supplies, and tried to hold an event here without any contract or communication." The deputies talked to the caterers, guests, and Karen. One of them pulled me aside and said, "She's in the wrong here, 100%. Do you want to press charges?" I thought about it. Part of me really wanted to. But I looked at Rick, the poor guy whose party had turned into a disaster, and said, "Not today. But if she steps foot on my property again, absolutely." The deputies told everyone to clear out. One of them gave Karen a formal warning and a written notice not to trespass again. The caterers packed up. People drove off. Balloons sagged on the side of the road. Karen, red-faced and fuming, got into her Lexus and peeled out, spraying gravel behind her. I spent the rest of the day on the dock, fishing. Total peace. Later that evening, I got a sheepish knock on the gate. It was Rick. "Hey man," he said, "I just wanted to apologize for all that. I had no idea she was pulling that stunt. She said she had a place all lined up." I nodded. "No hard feelings. You deserved better." He gave a tired laugh. "That's life with Karen. I'm retiring, but she'll still be HOA president long after I'm gone." We shook hands, and I gave him a beer to go. 2 weeks later, I got a certified letter in the mail. Karen, in official HOA letterhead, informed me that due to my lack of cooperation with community events, the board would be voting to impose a special use levy on non-contributing properties, namely mine. I forwarded the letter to my lawyer, who replied with a 2-page cease and desist and a reminder that, legally, my property is exempt from any HOA rulings or levies. I haven't heard back since. Sometimes I still find myself chuckling about the look on Karen's face as the sheriff told her to back off. It's one thing to be entitled. It's another to get caught red-handed trespassing on someone else's property and still act like you're the victim. She'll probably try something again. But next time, I won't stop at chaining the gate. Next time, I'll press charges.